this time, we're going to be using spin the wheel to determine who makes the playoffs. So, you guys cannot see the spin the wheel, but don't worry, I won't lie. So we're going to spin for the first seed in the Western Conference to start off. And that will go, also this is based off conferences, like the Raptors could be the one seed in the West. The Miami Heat will get the number 1 seed. Next up, we're going to be going for the number 2 seed. The Charlotte Hornets. For the 3 seed, we will have the Philadelphia 76ers. The number 4 seed in the Western Conference, we have the Houston Rockets. For the 5 seed in the Western Conference, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. Our 6th seed will be the Hawks. And our 7th seed will be the Toronto Raptors. So if you're a Raptors fan, get excited because we're versing the Hornets. Isn't a great team. Last but not least, at our 8th seed, we have the Brooklyn Nets. That's going to be an interesting matchup. That is our Western Conference. There's only 2 teams that aren't Eastern Conference teams, so it's basically the Eastern Conference, but it doesn't matter. Our 1 seed in the Eastern Conference is going to be the Sacramento Kings. Interesting. Seed is going to be the Bucks. The Jazz at the 3 seed. The Grizzlies will get our 4 seed. Not many playoff spots left, so if you're not a fan of any of the teams that are currently in the playoffs, then I would be scared. you're in luck. Because they clinched the 5 seed. Now at our 6 seed, if you're even luckier, you'll get the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets fan. Look. Now there's some pretty good teams that are in the playoffs, and this is our 7th seed. The Washington Wizards. And our last spot in the playoff bracket will go to the New York Knicks. I can't wait for our Kings next series. That's gonna be funny. So, the teams that missed out got all. First round. There were some honorable mentions like the Boston Celtics. That is a really good team that didn't make it. To start off, the Grizzlies beat the Thunder. The King, so it's looking like we have no close series except for our Toronto Charlotte. We also have Nuggets, a decent close game. They lose this game. Oh, it was 3-2. Dang. So the conference finals is Philly, Nets, and Bucks, and we're either gonna get a Kings or Grizzlies. And no matter who wins this will be the only Western team that makes the conference finals. And Grizzlies, Bucks, Sixers, Nets, 4-1 for the Bucks. Philadelphia's up 3-1. Interesting. Brooklyn taking a good lead. Philly, we haven't got to jump in yet. So a jump in would be pretty cool. We have a game 7. If we could jump into this would be amazing. And the Sixers hit a curveball. They're advancing to the finals. The Bucks are up 2-0. Philly's standing their own in this game, though. Absolute annihilation. The Bucks came back a little bit, though. No matter what, we're gonna tune in to this game. Well, if the Bucks win, we're gonna tune into this game, and the Bucks are champions. Knowing 2K, this isn't surprising at all. With 16 seconds left, the
Simmons against Holiday.
Well, that was surprising.
Simmons passes to Harris, and the shot goes down.
Well, he's an efficient scorer in this one. Harris can hurt you in a lot of ways.
Here's Holiday. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. And now they're sitting on a commanding 3-1 lead. They've grabbed this series by the. Thank you, David. Great.
Okay. That was to lead 3. I thought that was to win. Now the Bucks actually won the championship. Alright. So I'm gonna play as the Sixers. Ben Simmons, green. Okay, look. Okay? It's bro. I just made it through Ben Simmons. Okay. They deserve a comeback for that. Oh my god, Ben Simmons just made a 3.
Man, why you don't trust your friend?
And the Bucks win it all. A 4-1 series. The Bucks pretty much dominated this whole entire playoffs. Because a lot of teams like the Kings and the Knicks made it. For God's sakes, their conference finals was against the Grizzlies.
Same.
The finals was the only matchup where you could even think about them losing.
Who's that?
But the whole point of this was to see if worse teams could come back or could prove them or prove the people. Interesting thing about Philly is they had a sweep, a 5-game series, a 6-game series, and a 7-game. This being the closest, this being the least close, this being in the middle. Oh, the finals being in the middle. The Bucks had absolutely no problem. They lost 3 games. And the finals, they literally lost 3 games. They sweep the Wizards. Like, that's why the Bucks won. Look at this conference. Jazz Nuggets. Jazz Nuggets. The Jazz. The Memphis OKC. What is that? And the Knicks Kings. The Memphis also had an easy route. Like, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Aaron Fox. Those are some pretty good players. Oh. But not that good. So, like, same with the Bucks. I'm not gonna act like they didn't have an easy road. They versed the Wizards. Decent team, but they're the Bucks. Yes, same. A little bit worse, but still a decent team. And then the Grizzlies, not a very good team. They're still a decent team. On the Sixers, the second place, like, I don't know. this was a weird bracket, okay? Would say there's not really any upsets other than the Jazz over the Nuggets, because the Nets being the Heat isn't an upset. Don't let the seeds make you think that that's an upset. This is not an upset currently. They're 7-0. Now this was an upset. John Wall showed Harden. Not John Harden. Sorry, Brandon Ingram got crushed. They just got annihilated. Same with the Hawks. The Grizzlies crushed them. But the last game was all. It's close. The Bucks got a nice one. I would say that this was an okay simulation. The only thing that sucked is, like I said again, the Eastern Conference was a paddle walk for the Bucks. They could literally just lay down and get in a boat, or they could just lay down on, they could just lay down and go to sleep. Giannis could literally just leave the team and let Middleton do the work. Like, that's how bad these teams were. Like, they literally could have, all of them might have went to about 6. Well, the Wizards one would have went to 5, and the other 2 would have went to 6, but, like, the finals, if Giannis putting up 21 and 11 and 7 and 2 and shooting 7 for 20 and 3 for 13 benefits the team that much to the point where they can't beat them, then they don't deserve to win. Because Giannis had a terrible final game. Same with Brook Lopez. Average. Good game for Drew Holiday. But that's what he averaged. Don't think even Shenzo had a better game than usual. Middleton didn't have a great game. Bobby Portis had an outstanding game. And Giannis had a horrible game. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists above, a steal above, and no blocks and 2 turnovers. Can't do that. I would say, like, the Sixers did not have cakewalk. They had to play the Raptors in a deadly 6-game series. 9 points away from going to 7. The Nets were deadly. The last game was a crazy blowout. Well, not a crazy blowout, but a blowout. But still, that held them to 7. Then they got crushed by the Bucks. Like, Giannis, or the team just took the throne. Just straight up bitter. That's it. Like, this game, this is what the Bucks need. Giannis putting up 40 points and 20 rebounds. This type of shooting, 3-point shooting, could be better though. 0 for 5 from downtown. 2 for 8. Where's 0 for 5? Just 0 for 5 from the field. Where was it? Oh yeah. 0 for 4. There. Game 1. Brook Lopez had the worst game of his career in game 1. He had the worst game. 1 point, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks. He's phenomenal defensively. He was an okay passer. Rebounding was better than usual. But 1 point? Seriously? Come on, man. The whole team did bad other than Giannis and Middleton. And Drew Holiday did good. Bobby Portis did pretty good too, actually. He even did, yeah, this team did pretty good. I think you could improve though. I would say that was a weak game, or a weak series in the finals. This was just a weak playoff sim. It's like I said again, the finals was a cakewalk for the Bucks. Sweep, 5-game, 5-game, 5-game. They didn't have any series that even went to 6. The only cakewalk the Sixers had was the first round. The Hornets did good against the Raptors. Like, all I can really say is the Eastern Conference was pretty interesting to watch. I mean, the Western Conference was pretty interesting to watch. but the Eastern Conference was boring because it was just the Bucks getting a cakewalk. And the funny thing is that it's Eastern finals. That's not the point. The point is that the Bucks won because they got a cakewalk, literally. Because all the like really good teams weren't here, except for the Nets. Because obviously, if you have Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, you're a good team. But like the Lakers didn't show up. The Clippers didn't show up. The Celtics didn't show up. That's why the Bucks got a cakewalk. Cause what if the Celtics, the Clippers, and the Lakers were in the same conference? Would the Bucks have won? Maybe. Would it have been a cakewalk? No. What I'm getting at is it was easy. It was a cakewalk for them. What I'm saying is that they didn't have to face the Nets. And the Sixers barely got off the Nets. The reason that it's lost was because they had 11-point third quarter. Because the score was 60 to 60. It was 60 to 60 in the first half. And then in the second half, to start off, it was 87 to 71. The Nets had a really good fourth quarter. So it was 87 to 71. That third quarter is really what had them off, because it was a tie game in the first half. They got thrown off in the third quarter, and they had a good fourth quarter. They just got thrown off in third. So the Bucks didn't even have to verse a team that stands a chance against them, because the Sixers was like the Heat this year. It was a fluke. I agree that they could have beat the Raptors. They would not have beat the Nets in a million years. But that's not my point. The point is that I made with a 3 of Ben Simmons in this video. And the Bucks won. That's it. They got a cakewalk. Everybody knows it. Even if you're a Bucks fan, you can't be biased. Because you know they got a cakewalk. You can't say a sweep and 3 other series that went to 5 games, not a cakewalk. That's like that's a cakewalk.
Well, yeah.
Like they lost 3 games. Let's see how much they lost by. They lost by 7 points. Okay, they got humiliated by the Grizzlies in game 1. And let's look at the game the Sixers beat the Bucks. Okay, it was kind of hefty, and they didn't beat the Wizards. Actually put up a decent fight. There were some close games. Like game 1 was really close. Game 2 was a blowout. Game 3 wasn't that bad. Game 4 was pretty good. So they didn't even do bad in that series, the Wizards. The Jazz just did good, other than that game 3. The Grizzlies did good because they humiliated the Bucks. All those games were even other than the last game. The Grizzlies got crushed. The Sixers put up a good fight too, except for that one game. Well, I'm kind of stretching out the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.